This video is going to cover pulling a ticket. So when a customer comes up to you and they say they'd like their vehicle, this is how you use FlashValet to pull that ticket. So the first thing, I'm already logged in. I've already started my shift. I've got a few tickets here on the Issued tab. So when the customer comes up, they're going to present their claim check. You can use this pull button right here, but I find the easiest thing to do is to just scan their claim check. So I'm going to use the camera scanner and scan the claim check. So you use the button right here for pull ticket. So the first thing, you need to select which one of these, paid versus not paid. Sometimes you might have complimentary rates. Those are considered to be paid tickets, just with a price of 0. The only time you'd want to use not paid is if there's something irregular going on and you were not able to collect payment for this ticket. So I'm going to go ahead and hit paid. You're going to want to make sure that you get the right price here. Just double check and confirm that it's the correct one. And then you select the tender type. So I've got cash and credit card entered. You might also see front desk, check, just depending on what kind of payment your location is configured to use. So first I'm going to go in with cash. So on this screen, you're going to enter in the amount tendered. You can use the bills at the top if they just hand you like a $20 bill, for example, or you can enter in the amount of cash manually. For a $3 ticket, I'm just going to say maybe they gave me a $5 bill. I'd push right here and it calculates the change. And then you just hit continue. Here is an option for receipts. FlashValet can send a receipt using SMS or email, or if you have a Bluetooth receipt printer set up, it can print to that receipt printer. Here you're going to enter the person who's actually picking up the car. And here's the option for the receipt that I mentioned earlier. So you can use this tab at the top to select either SMS or email and enter in their contact information to be able to send the receipt. Just make sure that the email address is correct and you don't have any typos. And now that ticket moves to the active tab. Let me also show you what it looks like when you go through a card transaction. So it tells you the fee there at the top, and you just swipe the credit card or use the chip reader. When you're using a credit card, it might ask you for a zip code or a signature depending on the configuration. And just like with cash, you can either send a receipt via text message or email, or print it out if you have a Bluetooth printer enabled. Just like cash, you'll select the runner who's going to go pick the car up. And now that one is also moved to the active tab. So once the vehicle is back around the front and you turn the keys in the vehicle over to the customer, after that is completed is when you're going to come over here to the active tab and click Done. If for some reason you need to repark the vehicle, you can use this park button right here, and that puts it back over to the Issued tab. You will have to put in some kind of notes on there saying why you had to repark it. Overnight tickets have a very similar process to the transient tickets. So just like the transient tickets, you're going to scan the claim check and pull the ticket. But you have this option of either checking out or returning. This is pretty important for billing purposes that you get this right. So you will always want to ask the customer whether they're checking out or whether they'll be back. I'm going to say returning. The rest of the process is also similar to a transient ticket. However, you're not going to need to process payment for overnight tickets because their payments will be posted to their folio. Now, the one exception is if you have a hot car, which is one that doesn't have a room number. If you pull those tickets for checking out, then obviously that car is not going to come back. You don't have a room number to post it to a folio, so you will have to process payments in that case. When an overnight vehicle returns, you can reissue that ticket under the same ticket number. Since they have the same claim check, you can just rescan that same number and reissue the ticket. And it pulls over all the same information that they've been using. Last thing I'd like to talk about is searching, sorting, and filtering the Issued tab to find a ticket to pull. This is useful if the customer doesn't have their claim check anymore, they lost it, something like that. The easiest thing I've found to do is to use this search bar right here, and you can just type in their name. Say the guy comes up and says, oh, my name is Eric Booth. You can just type in Booth up here, and it'll show all the tickets under that name. You can also search by vehicle information. Of course, since they don't have a claim check, you're going to need to make sure that the vehicle that they're requesting is actually their own vehicle and they're not trying to get somebody else's. You can also use this button here to sort by issue date, ticket number, customer name, departure date. And this little funnel icon here, that can be used to filter to show just hot cars, just overnight tickets, transient tickets, things like that.